Audience is my mother, Carol Martin, my dad, James Martin, and my little brother, Travis.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. This is a popular phrase all across America. It projects the idea of someone being so hungry they could eat an entire horse. But in truth, could we really eat Trigger? This phrase could have a literal meaning in a few years. Horse slaughter is an industry that has been encouraged and then suppressed numerous times. What makes horse slaughter more controversial than other things is the emotional issue that is thrown in. After being involved in the horse industry for 13 years, I know just how controversial horse slaughter can be. While there are many things that contribute to this, today we will talk about horses going from pack animal to pet, common practices used in Mexico, drugs used in horses sent to slaughter, disposal alternatives of horse carcasses, and past and present bills that have impacted horse slaughter and made it into the industry we now know today. Horses have been used in many ways throughout history. Not only have they helped us win wars, they have been loyal pack animals, pets, and companions. Since then, workhorses have been replaced by heavy machinery. They're no longer seen as livestock, but as a hobby to many people. Humans have developed specific breeds of horses to look a certain way and excel in particular events such as running and jumping. Because of this, horse slaughter is looked down upon by many, and according to a poll conducted by the ASPCA, nearly 80% of Americans are opposed to horse slaughter. But there's good news, because currently there are no equine slaughterhouses open in the U.S. Horses intended for slaughter must get shipped across the border into Mexico or Canada for further processing. While both countries are equipped with productive equine meat facilities, they differ in their tactics. Canada regulates its slaughterhouses, Mexico does not. In Mexico, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. It is speculated that horses intended for slaughter are instead used as Mexican racehorses until their legs are deemed unusable. During this time period, the horses can be injected with a numerous amount of body and mind-altering drugs. Drug use is another reason equine slaughterhouses are having trouble earning reverence throughout America. Many horses sent across the border have been, in racetrack language, doped. They most likely have been given a large amount of substances to mask pain and increase performance. Although racehorses are drug tested, there are new drugs coming out each day that remain undetected. A common legal drug used in racehorses is clenbuterol, a bronchodilator. Many rodeo horses have contaminated systems as well. For instance, barrel horses are given furosemide or Lasix. This is a drug that helps prevent exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhaging or bleeding from the respiratory tract. Another common drug that can be found in any horse is phenylbutazone or Bute. And according to Professor Alistair Hay of Leeds University, Bute can cause anemia and bone marrow problems in humans when consumed. In addition, fly spray can contaminate horse meat and make it inedible. Horse slaughter is sometimes called a necessary evil. By opening up equine slaughterhouses in the United States, it will help reduce the amount of neglected animals. The overabundance of horses has gotten so extreme that people have begun dumping them on the sides of country roads or leaving them at public equine-related events such as auctions or rodeos. While some people argue that they could be humanely put down or given to a shelter, these options are no longer practical. Shelters are full to capacity and can no longer care for the animals they have. If you choose to euthanize a horse, there is an anesthesia fee as well as a euthanasia fee, which runs as high as $300. Then there is the possibility of a fee for the vet to come to your location. Once the horse is euthanized, you have burial or incineration. Incineration can run into a cost range of $1,000 and burial can cost up to $300. Disposing of the body by burial or incineration not only costs money, it also deprives the carcass of serving a purpose. If the horse was sent to slaughter, there are several possible ways to use the carcass. These include meat for humans and animals, as well as byproducts such as leather, glue, gelatin, paintbrushes, and cosmetics. Currently, horse meat is not a part of the American diet, but at times such as during World War II, horse meat was a mainstay in U.S. meat markets. Horse meat was eaten because most of the beef was sent to the troops or kept to the wealthy. People ate it because they didn't have much of a choice if they wanted meat. So what caused the change in the way Americans utilize horse meat? There are a chain of bills that have impacted horse slaughter and made it into the industry we now know today. The first set of bills passed in 2005. These bills passed through the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives to prohibit the use of tax dollars to fund the inspection of horse meat. This action prevented new horse slaughter plants from opening in states where horse slaughter was still legal. In 2006, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the American Horse Slaughter Prevention Act, but the 109th Congress adjourned before the Senate could consider the bill. Thus, there is no federal law against the slaughtering of horses. In 2007, the remaining 3 horse slaughter plants were shut down. One located in Illinois was shut down when the governor signed House Bill 1711 banning horse slaughter in the state. The remaining 2 were located in Texas. One was located in Kaufman and the other in Fort Worth. These slaughter plants were closed when a federal appeals court ruled that horse slaughter was illegal in Texas. This ruling was based on a law passed in 1949 that banned the slaughtering of horses for the purpose of selling the meat for food. In 2008, the Supreme Court refused to consider the appeal of Cabot International. The Illinois slaughterhouse shut down in 2007. The Cabot appeal challenged the legal authority of Illinois to ban the slaughtering of horses for human consumption. On November 18, 2011, the President signed a bill making commercial horse slaughter legal once again in the United States. And more recently, in January of 2014, President Obama signed a budget measure to withhold federal inspection money from the American slaughterhouses. The process of horses changing from pack animal to pet, common practices in Mexico, drugs used in horses sent to slaughter, disposal alternatives of horse carcasses, and past and present bills that have impacted horse slaughter have all made it a fairly emotional issue. But the true question is, should we slaughter horses? Or, more importantly, would the U.S. people be willing to consume horse meat? Would you eat your horse? Or should you eat your horse? Are you ready for your burger to whinny at you? I leave you with this food for thought. Thank you.